Good evening and welcome to the 16th episode of the Rachel Pilcher Writing Workshops Facebook Live. I'm Rachel Pilcher and tonight's topic is writing and the holidays. So tonight, it's just a few days before Thanksgiving and I'm thankfully on Thanksgiving break, so I do actually get to have some time to spend on my own writing. And the only family I have in town right now that I'm going to be spending time with is my mom. So I am going to be able to spend a lot of time doing my work without interruptions. And the same is going to go for winter break as well. But not everybody actually has that option. There are a lot of people that are going to have family in town. So with Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday and Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything that you could possibly name as a holiday coming up between now and New Year's Eve, you're going to be celebrating and writing at the same time. So you're going to have to work at trying to figure out how you're going to fit your writing in and your writing time in when you are also trying to enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and enjoy the holidays. So here are my tips for getting your writing done. And if any of you that are joining in have a couple of other ideas that you'd like to add, feel free. If I see it, then I will definitely call it out and say, hey, that's a great tip. So feel free to add your ideas and we'll get started. So the very most simple thing is that you have to make time to get your writing in. So that's a lot easier said than done during the holidays. So one of the things that you will need to do is if you have family in town that aren't used to your writing schedule, you definitely need to talk to them and say, you know, these are my writing goals. My plan is to have this story finished by whatever your date is that you'd like to have it finished by. It's always good to have an idea of when that's going to be. That way you can say, I do have a priority here that I need to take care of. And that if they see you writing or if they're wondering where you are, that they need to know that you do need to spend that time doing your writing. So one of the things you also might want to do is to think about options that you may have that would be outside of your home that you could go to do your writing if it's practically impossible for you to do it at your house because of all of the family that may be there. So, you know, think about libraries. Libraries are always a good place to go and do your writing, especially, you know, but definitely check the hours during the holidays. They may or may not be open, especially on the holiday itself. Probably not going to be open. But, you know, check and see if that would be an available option for you. It's usually quiet in the library. I say usually, it's not always quiet in the library. But for a good portion of the time it will be. You can also go to cafes if you don't mind the noise and people coming in and doing their general, you know, get their coffee to hype them up so they can go out and do some more shopping. But cafes are always good, so, you know, Starbucks, throwing out name brands here, local places in Fort Worth, so like Craftwork or Avoca or someplace like that where you can sit, have a coffee, get your work done, maybe be able to use the white noise of the background to zone out and get your words in. Another option could be just go to the park. If it's a nice day, you might be able to go outside and find a bench and just plop open a notepad, or if you have use of technology, you can use your iPad. I don't know about taking a laptop to the park. You may want to do it. I would definitely take my iPad to the park. If it's raining, I have been known to, in between my school day and going to my yoga classes or to my NIA class, to get my iPad out in my car and just sit in the parking lot at the park and write. And I surprisingly get a lot of stuff done during that time period because it's usually about an hour to an hour and a half in between. So that's another good idea. You just go sit out in your car and write. But the thing is to find a place where you can go to get your writing done that you will have the least amount of interference from, you know, your family who want to spend time with you. So another idea that you need to take into account is that because it is the holidays, you will probably be going to holiday parties, you will probably be spending time with your family and you want to spend time with your family. So you may want to readjust your writing goals during the holidays. So from, Thanksgiving until New Year's Day, maybe instead of on the days that you're going to be doing something with people, go from, if you have a 5,000 a day word count, go to a 2,500 a day. Just kind of cut it in half. And if you end up going more than that, then you've done a great thing. You've been able to go more words than you initially anticipated. But try not to make it so that you are setting yourself up for disappointment because you're not able to get in your word count for the day. And then you also want to make sure that, because you are going to holiday parties, depending on what time you do your writing normally. See, I usually do my writing in the mornings, but I know plenty of people that do their writing in the evenings before they go to bed. If you're going to holiday parties, those are usually in the evenings. And so you may end up not having the time to do your writing if you normally write in the evenings. Or you may be out late because you went to a holiday party, and whenever you get up the next morning, you may be not getting up exactly at the same time that you normally would do had you not gone out to a holiday party. So that goes with, trying to figure out a way that you can still get your words in and not completely become a social outcast with your family and friends, because it's good to have fun. It's good to go out and socialize and enjoy people. It's that time of year that you do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's okay. So the next thing I do want to say, though, is whenever you're going to a party, do make sure that whenever people ask you, so what is it that you do, that you tell them you are a writer. It is important to say that you are a writer, because one of the things that you are doing is writing. So, but also be ready whenever they say, oh, you're a writer, what do you write? To be able to share with them. You don't have to tell them the entire synopsis of your story. No multiple paragraphs. Well, you see, it's like this, and it goes this way, and then it goes that. You don't have to tell them everything. Just do a basic, like you're pitching to an agent, a basic log line. So maybe a sentence or two to describe what you're writing. And if they ask for more, you can say, well, I'm still in the process of writing it, but I would be glad to let you know whenever it is ready to be read, and see if you're interested in it. So maybe they might end up being a great beta reader for you. So it's always good to promote yourself as a writer when you're in public, when you're at parties, when you're getting to know people, because they may be your next biggest fan. So basically, what I have left to say is that any of the suggestions that I've given in the past about making sure that you are getting your writing time in to help you become a better writer could be used at this moment. You just have to make sure that you're diligent about doing it, but don't feel guilty about not getting things in, because it is the holidays. And this one's going to be a very short Facebook Live today, because I think that a lot of this is information that you already know. You just need to have extra confirmation that this would be the right thing to do. And Estefania just waved hi. She's one of my former students. And she recognizes, I'm sure, some of the tips that I gave you, because whenever I was her teacher in the classroom, I probably gave some of them the same tips that on their writing that I give out on these episodes. So, and it looks like that my mom just joined, Sandra Carter Pilcher. Nice to see you. Hi. So I do have a few Facebook Lives planned that are going to take us through the end of the year. The next one is going to be episode 17. I'm going to hold it on December the 2nd, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it's going to be, the topic is going to be to write, you must read. So I'm going to talk about how you need to read as a writer, and give you some ideas of the kinds of books that you need to read. So we will get back together on December the 2nd, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will discuss that with you. You may have noticed that I do have some extra plants in the background. Whenever we had our recent cold snap, I found out that I had way too many plants that lived through all of the rain. So I have plants in my office now, but it is providing a nice little backdrop. I do hope that y'all have a wonderful Sunday. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving week, and I will see you on December the 2nd. Have a good evening. Bye.